You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
Dude, again, every time it's so. Long-time listeners know that Charlie and I occasionally get the time wrong in terms of when we're going to record. Today was a day where we kind of had a rough time. And then I get a WhatsApp from Charlie. Can you talk briefly? And I'm like, okay, cool, all good. And he asked, had the clock gone forward? I was like, no. So there could have been a slight mix-up, but communication on the back end were all good. Before I ask how you are, to anyone watching this and asking, is it Christmas? Because Kadeem's wearing a Dolphins Christmas jumper. No, it's not Christmas, but we're about to hit free agency, and I'm trying to get into a giving mood because I want to give the Miami Dolphins some presents, some offensive linemen, some wide receivers, maybe a running back. So I'm in a giving mood. And by the way, I hate Christmas. I'm a Christmas Grinch. Can't stand it. But I just thought, you know what? Let me be a bit perky. Obviously, the black hat, but, is what it is. But, eagle-eyed viewers who are watching on YouTube, they will notice that Charlie, Mr. Touche, is back in these home settings. How was Texas? And you glad to be home?
Woo! 22-hour drive there, 22-hour drive back. I like road trips. I like driving. I make music when I drive. Like, I just drive and zone out, space out. Yeah, man, I'm cooling. Back at the crib. Free agent show, pre-free agency show, I guess we'll call it. I don't know. We got the Javon Holland giveaway this weekend. We're gonna announce the winner. Yeah, man. Kadeem said he in a give a move, so we're gonna give away some autographed cleats this week. How about it?
Before we officially start the show, 22-hour drive there and back.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, outside of the Dolphins podcast and all kind of stuff, what does Charlie Touche listen to? Does he have like his own music? Does he have stuff that he's about to release? Kind of listen to it in the car, see if it bangs in the whip, or you kind of listen to like Outcast radio? Like, what a 22-hour trip? What are you listening to? That's what the fans want to know.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's everything you just said. So I would say that's 44 hours total, right? Road time. Out of the 44 hours total, I would say about 15 of those hours are instrumentals, meaning I'm just creating music in my head. Like, I'm playing different beats, different tracks that I haven't created, or tracks that I'm working on and need touching up or stuff like that. It's just me creating.
Do you want me to send you a beat? Some like London grime beats, kind of like mix up a bit.
Bro, we were on the way to the airport, and I had pneumonia still. And we were on the way to the airport. When we were leaving London, me and LB were leaving London on the way to the airport. And for those who remember, I gave my dolphin hat to the Uber driver. He asked for my dolphin hat, and I gave it to him. So he was listening to some London rap or English rap.
UK
I
rap,
don't even
yeah.
know. English rap, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys will call it. So maybe it's just rap. So he was listening to some rap from guys from England. You know what I'm saying? And I like
Conan, Skepta, DWE.
It wasn't bad, bro. I'm like, oh, this is not that bad. Like, it's different, but it brings its own element of hip hop. I'm like, I could vibe to this. LB not so much, but I'm like, yo, I appreciate this, the artistry of it. To finish your question though, so there's about 15 hours of creating over instrumentals. Then it's, I don't know, however I'm vibing, play some old music of my own, of myself, and just listen to see what needs to be changed. Had some Go Time Dolphins in there. I had some Pat McAfee. Shout out to Pat McAfee in there. I had a lot of MMA podcasts catching up post conference. I didn't listen to any of the post conference of UFC 272. So I threw that on. I want to hear what everybody had to say. Believe it or not, there's a lot of there's a lot of hours of silence. It's just driving with no music, no podcast, no nothing, just driving. I like that. That's part of the reason I want to drive too. It's just peaceful, bro. The road is peaceful. You get to see the site. Sometimes the site is not as peaceful, but I don't know, man. I'm a driver. I like driving. And then gotta have the Outcast in there. Have some Outcasts going. It's not too much music for real. I just realized that. If I'm being honest, I just realized that it's not much music. Maybe some Michael Jackson in there. Bob Marley. You all of a sudden you get caught on a song and that song hits repeat for like 7 times over. I'm like, oh, we gotta run it back. I gotta run it back. You know what I'm saying? So
I get that. I went for a walk yesterday. So I don't know if you know this, or I don't know if like you've kind of been paying attention to my socials. But actually, I'm starting to work out with my protein shake and stuff like that. So I'm going on like hour-long walks and stuff. And I went for an hour-long walk yesterday and played that new Benny the Butcher. I don't know if you listen to Benny the Butcher, but it's the opening track with J. Cole. I'm not a rap guy like that, but J. Cole just went different. Like Benny goes hard, J. Cole goes hard. Listen, I always kind of think if I go to the NFL now, kind of what team would I support? Listen, because of Griselda alone, I might be a Buffalo fan. Like Griselda are that hard. I'm like, I can kind of see it, but I kind of feel like they don't deserve Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen isn't Griselda. No, it is what it is. I don't talk about Buffalo Bills no more. But yeah.
Hold on, before we start, you know it's funny. What did you say? Benny the Butcher. You said J. Cole?
Yeah.
Dang, I was gonna say something. I forgot what it
Benny the
was.
Butcher, J. Cole. If I was a team in the
repeat,
NFL,
right? So here's the songs on repeat. So I'll catch myself, some of this drive. I'm listening to worship music because I'm Christian. I vibe worship music, and people who know I'm Christian, they'll be like, oh, you don't listen to XYZ songs, like certain type of music anymore, which I don't listen to a certain type of music. But since you say you start working out, just know, bro, I still rock with the Jeezy when I go to the gym. I'm still trapped out in the gym, bro. You feel me? So yeah, man. And I seen something like that on your social media. I don't know what it was. I like what, and I thought I comment on it like the eyeballs. Like I guess Kadeem felt offended about my 320-pound comment from the other episode with Charlie Wilson. But it's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond but across the world. I'm Charlie Touche. I got my co-host Kadeem Simmons with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Y'all know what time it is. Free agency in the building. We got a couple signings pre-free agency before it started. A couple people didn't hit free agency. Zach Ertz signed 3 years with the Cardinals. Isaiah Mckenzie, someone who I wanted for the Dolphins. Isaiah Mckenzie would have been a perfect backup to Jalen Waddle. Isaiah McKenzie played for Buffalo last year, and he re-signed to Buffalo. If you remember, Cole Beasley went down, and Isaiah McKenzie went off when Cole Beasley went down. So he's also a returner. I wanted him here to be our official returner and our backup to Jalen Waddle. That doesn't happen. He re-signed for 2 years. Who else re-signed? Who else got signed so far? That you know?
Devin McCourty staying with the Pats for another year. I guess like the main one is obviously Amari Cooper being traded to Cleveland, and Jarvis Landry potentially being allowed to go, but they're saying that there might be a way to like restructure a deal to keep him in Cleveland. So those are kind of like I feel like those are the main ones.
Carson Wentz to the Commanders.
And then we kind of, obviously touch upon Russell Wilson to Denver. I feel like there's another one after that. Oh, the Seahawks released Bobby Wagner.
Yes. How you feel about that? You want Bobby Wagner?
It's and the thing is, like, I really wish we had Charlie Wilson back on here.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen much Seahawks, and I feel like Wagner is someone who, in my mind, is still playing at like that Legion of Boom level. And don't get me wrong, from stats wise, it looks like he's still producing, and I'm sure that's great and stuff. I'm not sure whether, and this is because I haven't seen it. I would love to see, I want to see the tape and see Bobby Wagner still Bobby Wagner. Now you can bring in Bobby Wagner and he can still be, good. But I guess the money he's gonna want is it worth Miami giving Bobby Wagner the money he wants and not bringing in, another linebacker or someone or a wide receiver? Because also the Patriots cut Carl Van Noy, and I saw Dolphins fans going. The media was all over this last year when we cut him, and he was like, "Oh my day, the Dolphins made a mistake," and he went back to New England. And then they cut him.
We did give him some cash. We did give him.
Of course.
So
yeah. It was a very weird thing, but like the media narrative was the Dolphins are making a mistake because he's still playing really, really well, and I think he had an okay season down in New England. I'm pretty sure Tua left him once or twice for dead. It's like, dude, you're old and you're slow, but there's been silence of him being cut from New England.
It was still when he was here, it was still compounded by you got paid and you cut him. You know what I'm saying? So it was more to it, more than just you guys cut him when he was playing well. Because I mean, he was all right. He wasn't bad when he was here, but he wasn't over the moon.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But,
go ahead.
No, I can say that those are the only one I can think of right now, I guess.
So this Amari Cooper deal, 2 5th-round picks, basically. In essence, it's 2 5th-round picks, right?
I think it's a swapping of 5th and a 4th.
All right, now we're gonna have to really pull up the details. You can't be out here just rapping. Because I thought it was 2. I thought it was 2 5ths and a 6th, and
or a 6th. And yeah, it was like, I'll quickly grab it up.
All right, go ahead. While you grab it.
So it's
go ahead.
It's Cleveland Browns agreed to acquire wide receiver Amari Cooper in exchange for the 2022 5th-round draft pick and a swap of 6th.
So it was just a 5th then. It wasn't 2 5ths.
A swap of 5th.
Yeah, they swapped 6. That counts.
Yeah, it's a swap of 6 and a 5th. Yeah, that was.
So is this a 5th-round pick? So Amari Cooper, welcome to Go Time Dolphins. Anybody catching up on? Let me go to Go Time Dolphins to get my fix and see what's going on in the league. Amari Cooper was traded to the Cleveland Browns, and it has been reported from Cameron Wolf, Adam Beasley, a couple other Miami Dolphin beat writers that the Dolphins were in on Amari Cooper. And when you don't get Amari Cooper and he only costed you a 5th, people would like to say, well, how in were you with Amari Cooper? And that's a fair question. Now, for the mechanics of the contract, I think that is where it broke down. I think Miami truly wanted him to get cut so they can make their own contract, probably a 2-year deal, bring it down under 16 per. And if you play well, you're good. If you play bad, we could cut you without no dead cap penalties type stuff. So I think a lot of teams were in on Amari Cooper, but not for $20 million. What did you think about that, Kadeem?
Exactly what you said. I went to the Amari Cooper as well. But it was like you either come in and you agree that you're going to restructure your contract, or he gets cut, and then Miami, like you said, can make their own contract. And I think that's probably why a lot of teams didn't do it, simply because it's like, okay, we want you, but not on those terms, and he doesn't have to restructure his contract. So it's like, okay, then you can kind of stay there. It's one of those things where for the Browns, it's an absolute steal. I remember one of my friends, Ryan Conway, was saying that, at least Dallas get something in return. And I was like, but then Had they cut him and he hits free agency and then he gets paid, is that what, like a second, or sorry, a third or fourth round comp pick? But again, it's like one that's late down the line, and there's all these kind of things. So I understand it's a fifth round pick. Do you like? Would you not be better off just letting him go and getting the comp pick? No, we will never know. I guess it's also a matter of you trade him, it means he'd go to the AFC, as opposed to you cut him and there's some talk of him going to the Eagles. And if he gets cut and he goes to Philadelphia, you got to play him twice a year, and you don't want that. So I can kind of see it. To bring it back to Miami, listen, if he was there in free agency, I'm 100% trying to get him on 22 mil, because I think it's like 20 mil. I think someone said yeah, I can bring up actually. It was basically his contract as it stands was basically something like 22 mil a year. So that's Lyle Collins. This is here what I'm looking at is Amari Cooper's contract. And it was basically, it would have cost Miami to 20 mil a year. And it's like not too sure. So I can see why Miami were interested, but why they ultimately said thanks, but no thanks.
And if we're talking about, so it was better off for the Cowboys to trade him than to cut him. That's why it worked out for their salary cap better. Now, if the Dolphins would have took on this $20 million a year contract, we would have to eat the 20 for this year. Let's say he said, no, I'm not restructuring. I'm not going to do that. I want my $20 million for the next 3 years. If you pull up Spotrac, if you go to Spotrac, you could close this out and check out Spotrac for us. You don't have to share it though. Just check out the dead cap of 2023 and 2024. Amari Cooper's dead cap for his contract right now. If you check out Amari Cooper's contract in year 2023 and 2024, where I feel like the Dolphins could have made a little bit of wiggle room is if you trade for Amari Cooper with a fifth, which I don't even think we have a fifth this year. I think we have 2 fourths, a 6th, and a 7th. So I believe we have a first, 2 seconds, a third, a fourth, 2 fourths. All right, so you put it up. So dead cap.
I will make that bigger.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate, bro.
It's Spotrac. It's what they're saying.
That's wild. I still don't think it's accurate. So it's saying the whole contract's fully guaranteed. And I'm not sure how it would be fully guaranteed with Cleveland, but not fully guaranteed when he was with the Cowboys. But nonetheless, I digress. How about this? Here's where I am with the Amari Cooper thing. I am okay with not spending a fifth to get Amari Cooper because he wants 20. He would get $20 million a season. I'm not paying Amari Cooper $20 million to be Devontae Parker. We just discussed with 5 Yard Lee how Devontae Parker's contract is feasible now. He didn't play. He played 1 year in his contract year, got the big contract, and all of a sudden he disappeared again. Whether you want to say he's hurt all the time or whether you say he has dropped passes or he's just inconsistent, I'm going to tell you he quit. I thought he quit on the team, and now his contract is at about $9 million a year now. Now it's easier to digest. We just went through how many seasons of Devontae Parker eating up salary cap and not performing to just switch to Amari Cooper to eat up $20 million every year to potentially be hurt all the time, which he's still hurt. He's still an injury-prone player. So here's what I say, Kadeem. I was out on Amari Cooper getting $20 million a year. If he got cut, then yeah, you could sign him to your own contract. I'm all for that. But then you also want to be careful with how much you pay him. I thought it was going to be around 16. Here's where things got a little, I don't know. I'm gonna just say when it hit the fan. When the Cowboys put out the idea of Lyle Collins being available. So for those who don't know who Lyle Collins is, he's the right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. When Lyle Collins came out in 2000. I want to say 15. He was a rookie.
2015. Yeah.
When he came out in 2015, he went to LSU. He was, I want to say he was indicted. Maybe I don't want to say that. Well, I know he was investigated. He was being investigated. This is factual. I can't say indicted, but he was investigated on murder charges. You know what I'm saying? Like murder charges. We're not talking about something like aggravated something. This is murder charges. So he actually didn't get drafted. So he was a projected day 2 pick, day 1, day 2 pick, and he ended up not getting drafted at all. And amidst murder charges, right? So the Cowboys.
I don't think he was ever a suspect.
Right, no, he was investigated. I mean, it's an investigation.
This is a story from the New York Post from 2015. It says that at the root of Collins' problem is that the police in Baton Rouge consider him a person of interest, but not a suspect in the shooting death last week of his 29-year-old former girlfriend.
Listen, whether you say what do you call it? Person of interest is the word they use, or investigated. I think that's fair to say. Investigated. I didn't throw nothing else in there. I retracted. I retracted my indictment statement. So he was investigated and a person of interest, as Kadeem said, in a murder charge. And turns out there was nothing found that he did anything wrong in that case. All right. So the Cowboys signed him, and he was a staple, a cornerstone in the Dallas Cowboys offensive line ever since. The same Dallas Cowboys offensive line that has been a top 5 offensive line in the past 5 seasons. In those 5 seasons, they were the best offensive line for 2 or 3 years, right? So now they're a top 5 O-line, and Lyle Collins is their right tackle. Shout out to my dog, Share Ride Steve. He was actually texting me on my road trip, and I guess I struck a nerve because he started going off on these texts. Bing, 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 bing. And like, damn, I can't really respond like that, Share Ride Steve. I'm on a road trip, so I try to use my voice, my voice text on the car. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't as sufficient as I would have liked, so I had to fall back on texting Steve. Steve was blowing it up. Bing, bing, bing. I like that. I think I hit a nerve. Steven liked that. So Steve says, I know you wanted a right tackle. I'm like, Steve, I still don't know why people so sold on left tackle, left guard. Like, I have no idea why we're not even, no one is talking about right tackle. I have no idea why. I don't know why, bro. And I'm going to just be real. Everybody talking about Deshaun Watson and Brady and Rodgers coming to Miami. If Rodgers, Brady, or Deshaun Watson came to Miami, would you just neglect left tackle? Oh, let's go get a right tackle. Oh, we need a right tackle. Go get a right tackle. No, you wouldn't. So why are we talking about left tackle so much when we absolutely need a right tackle for Tua Tagovailoa?
I can answer that question.
Hold up, before you answer that question. Go ahead. Answer that question right now. Go ahead.
Because people don't want Tua. That's the reason why everyone's like getting their tackle, because they're like, the guy's going to be gone soon, so you need left tackle. Now, I wasn't going to discuss Tua on here, but Charlie Touche was like, because I was angry, I was mad, and Charlie was like, "Where's this Kadeem on the show?" So we'll get to that. Finish your point, but we'll get to on what's.
All right. So Lyle Collins is now available, and he's on the Cowboys, and Lyle Collins' contract is so good. It is $10 million a year
for 3 years. Mental.
For 3 years, so he's due $30 million, $10 million each year.
Question for you.
Kadeem, bro.
Question for you.
Go ahead, bro.
Why haven't we done it yet? I need to know why we haven't made this trade yet. Seriously.
Kadeem, listen. Kadeem, Share Ride Steve said, if we don't get a right tackle for you, I'm going to be worried about you. And I text him back, you should be. Yeah. You should be. Like, bro, if we don't get a right tackle, not only just a right tackle, one of the best right tackles in the league is available for $10 million a season for the next 3 seasons. True story. and we're not going to do what it takes to go get this man. So bringing it full circle with the Amari Cooper trade, all of a sudden, Kadeem, I'm like, look, I don't want to pay Amari Cooper $20 million a year. But if I could get Lyle Collins from the Cowboys as well in the same trade with Amari Cooper and Lyle Collins. Hold up. So if I get Amari Cooper and Lyle Collins in the same trade, I would absolutely pay Amari Cooper $20 million a year just because I got Lyle Collins in this trade. Like Lyle Collins would be the fixture of the trade, and then Amari Cooper was just an add-on. And that's a pretty good add-on because they fit two needs. What you got here, Kadeem? You just pull something up. If you're listening on the audio version, Kadeem has looks like some PFF stats and stuff like that up there. What you got, Kadeem?
So it's a PFF grade for all tackles. I want you to pay attention to two names. The first name is number 7, Ryan Ramczyk. I will get to why I pay attention to that name later. But number 15, Lara Collins. Now, number 2 is Tyron Smith, who also plays for the Cowboys. But according to PFF, Lara Collins is a top 15 tackle in the league. That's not even right tackle. That's top 15 tackle in the league. He plays basically right tackle, which is the blind side of your starting quarterback. And he's available for $10 million a year. And you're looking at, like, I know, in the nicest way possible, I don't care what you're looking at. You go and get him. Go, seriously. On a genuine question, would you give up pick 29 for Lyle Collins?
So I thought about this. I have 44 hours of a drive. I think the Lyle Collins stuff came out like on my way back. 29 is where I drew the line. 29 pick. What Kadeem is asking is, would I trade this year's first round pick, which is 29 overall, for Lyle Collins? That's where I drew the line. Anything after that, I thought I would absolutely do for Lyle Collins. Even the second is a bit high, but this is why I would have done it as a package for Amari Cooper as well, because the Cowboys want basically cap relief. The Cowboys need cap relief. So that's why Lyle Collins is available. That's why Amari Cooper is available. So in order to get this cap relief, they're trading players and letting players go. It's easier to cut a player, but your dead cap hits a little bit harder than what it would be if you traded a player. So if we could have just helped the Cowboys out, then we could talk about throwing 29 overall in there for Amari Cooper and Lyle Collins and work some other stuff out around that. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Because we have needs. They have needs. It works out. But no, we let Amari Cooper walk, which is I'm okay with, but I'm not okay with this Lyle Collins thing. If we do not come down with Lyle Collins, I'm feeling some type of way. And Sherrod Steve say he's going to be worried for me, and I am worried for myself if we don't get this right tackle.
I scrolled down because Teron Armstead is 26, and I'm not going to say allegedly, I'm not going to say likely, but he seems to be the one the Dolphins are going to target. Listen,
left tackle, Teron.
Yeah, Armstead. Left tackle. Now, again, paying to get a top 30 tackle, I can understand it because you need help with the defensive line. To me, there's no reason why you can't get Teron Armstead, pay him what you got to pay him, and also go and get, Lyle Collins. To me,
you can get both.
100%. What I'm not okay with is getting Teron Armstead in the center and not addressing right tackle. Now, I'm of the two of us, I'm the bigger Liam Eichenberg fan. I think that's fair. I'll chat into 5 Yard Lee. And if the genuine belief is we're not going to go after Lara Collins and we're going to go after Teron Armstead because we believe that we can get better production from Liam Eichenberg at right tackle, but basically left tackle is done. Jackson is going to be our long-term left guard. And again, I'm not going to like it because to me, Lara Collins at the price you can get him at and what you're going to give up, to me, seems like a no-brainer. But to me, it's not even like it's one of those things where, like with Amari Cooper, letting him be cut And then trying to get him kind of makes sense because of the contract he was on. For Lara Collins, trying to get him for anything cheaper to me is stupid. But, it is what it is. Unless you want to go somewhere else, I kind of want to get back to Watson/Tua, if that's okay with you.
Hold on. We're going to close out this
Oh, no, sorry.
thing real quick.
What's it going to be? You said it off. What's it going to be bonus time? Yeah.
Here's the thing about this O-line thing. Let's just say Terran Armstead is what the Dolphins are trying to do, which is a left tackle. And let's just say they do get this right tackle. Here's what you can't do. Matter of fact, I'll entertain it. Everybody's happy they get Terran Armstead. Charlie Touche is happy that we get Lyle Collins at right tackle. So we got 2 tackles now. What do you do with Liam Eichenberg? Do you just fall on a sword and say, well, he's not a starter? We traded up to get him in the second round. He's not even a starter no more. You got Terran Armstead and Lyle Collins. Kadeem, I said this on the podcast numerous times. And I'm on the record wanting Penei Sewell over Jalen Waddle. And I wanted to draft Rondale Moore in the second round and draft Penei Sewell in the first round. Shout out to all the new listeners. You know what I'm saying? 2Stage24 is coming out soon. But that was my take on the draft. I wanted Penei Sewell and I wanted Rondale Moore. And I would like to debate someone if they feel like that would have been wrong. Like Rondale Moore is nice. I still think he has a chance to be better than Jalen Waddle. And even if he's not better, he's still like a feasible option. Like he is nice. And then you fix your left tackle with Penei Sewell. But everybody said, oh, you just drafted a left tackle in Austin Jackson. And my quote was, do not let a good player prevent you from drafting a great player. So you could have moved Austin Jackson to left guard before he had a bad season this year and had Penei Sewell starting at left tackle. Cool. But we didn't do that. So how about this? Here's another chance for you not to let a good player prevent you from acquiring a great player. I guess I can't even say Terran Armstead is great. But if you really want Terran Armstead so bad, which I really don't care for Terran Armstead like that, I don't know what the fuss is about. He's not even he gets injured too. Okay. I'm not saying I'm out on all these players who get injured. I'm not saying that because Emmanuel Agba, someone who is a current free agent now or about to hit free agency, he was hurt every single season before he became a Miami Dolphin. I think he missed 6 games his first year, 9 games his second year, like 6 games his third year, then became a Dolphin and only missed 1 game in 2 seasons. Something like that, right? So I'm not out on players who get hurt. I'm not out. But what I am out on is the idea of getting a left tackle, getting a right tackle, and getting a center. I'm not out on that idea. I love that. All right, let's do it. We went all in on the O-line. Cool. But what does that say about Liam Eichenberg, Austin Jackson? I did not even mention Laken Tomlinson. He was the left guard for San Fran, and you got to believe Mike McDaniel knows what Tomlinson is. Tomlinson has been rumored to be on the Dolphins' radar. So if Tomlinson is going to come in and play left guard, and we've been talking about Larson at center, also another free agent, and now we're talking about Terran Armstead, left tackle, also a free agent, and now we're talking about acquiring Lyle Collins, right tackle, and via trade. How are you going to pull all this off? You see what I'm saying? So I don't believe you can probably get 2 of the 4. You see what I'm saying? And if you get 3 of the 4, I'm okay with it, but it just tells you that we're not going. That is the direction we're going. You don't have all the cash in the world to pay all these players.
No, but I think, listen, there'll be some people. The Dolphins currently have the 32nd offensive line in the league, and there's only 32 teams. Like they have the worst. And if there could be others, like we've made this joke, they'd probably be 50th if that was possible. So anyone that wants to come in and say, left tackle, left guard, center, and right tackle, you're all buns, get out of my team. I can't be angry at that. We can want friend of the podcast Austin Jackson to get another year to be coached properly. I can want Liam Eichenberg to get a chance, but can you just say in this Madden world that we're living in, the Dolphins managed to get Laken Tomlinson, Ryan Jensen, Terran Armstead, and Lyle Collins in free agency. Just say we get all 4. Could you be angry at that? We sat here and said you need to protect your quarterback. So if the Dolphins go and try and protect their quarterback, we can't be angry at that. We can be like, wow, you guys. Like, I think the only thing you can do if that happens is you have to fire Chris Greer. Because that's basically saying all your picks are bad.
No. All your O-line picks are bad.
So, yeah. That's basically saying, dude, you riffed so badly. Now, again, it would be like, well, Jalen Phillips. It's like, yeah, that's fine. But we've had to basically undo like 3-4 years of hard work, which wasn't even that hard because these guys are nothing. But listen, give me, if I could get 2 right now, I'd say probably give me Tomlinson and Collins. I think Tomlinson missed something like 1 game. It's the whole
so left guard and right tackle is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think with the players you've got, you basically and you're starting, barring injury, suspension, or whatever. You're starting offensive line is kind of guaranteed. Collins at right tackle, Hunt, friend of the podcast, Robert Hunt at right guard. I guess you'll say Michael Dieter at center, Tomlinson at left guard, and then at left tackle you say between friend of the podcast Austin Jackson and Lee Meichenberg. You guys are gonna have to go hard in camp and
figure it out.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. You add 3 pieces on the O-line. I don't care. If one of them ain't right tackle, I care.
100%.
You can add 3. You can add Terran Armstead, Tomlinson, and Larson, and neglect right tackle. And I'll be like, I don't like it. I still don't like it. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you have Eichenberg back over there. I don't believe in Eichenberg, but half the line would be okay. You know what I'm saying? But it'd be good. But I don't want to hear nothing when people say, "Oh, we've improved the O-line, but 2 is still getting hit." Well, we didn't improve the worst part. I was about to say very worst. Y'all don't even say that in y'all type of English, do you?
No. The thing is, it's one of those sayings. Like in most team sports, most organizations with team people, you're only as good as your weakest link.
Yeah.
And if you're you can have the best left tackle, left guard, center, and right guard. They could be literally the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
If your right tackle is buns, it makes no difference. Because unfortunately for the Dolphins, your quarterback is left-handed. And again, people say that too is injury prone. Again, we'll get into that. But the reason the guy pretty much broke his ribs is because our right tackle was a barn door, went whoosh wide open. And again, people be like, oh, he should have evaded it. 1, there was no time to evade it. 2, it's his blindside. Blindside hits are awful. That's why for, I guess, 99% of the NFL, they make sure that their left tackle is probably the best. Like you don't miss that left tackle. So for the Dolphins, you can't miss that right tackle. And for whatever reason, they just not getting into it no more.
It's interesting. I love free agency. I like the offseason. I mean, there's no offseason on Go Time Dolphins. There's football season and waiting for football season, like your sister said. That's what's up, man. We got to get her back on the show. Let me ask you something, Kadeem. A lot of trade rumors out there. People about to become available in free agency. People might get cut. People might get released. New GMs come in. They want to move stuff around. We talked about Saquon Barkley on the podcast, right? I have something better than Saquon Barkley. Now, I am the president of the Don't Pay Running Back Committee. Don't pay running backs. I'm the president. That's
look what happened to Dallas. They paid Zeke, and that guy's got to go because
that's what that gets. Yeah, bro. Zeke about to make $18 million a season still, bro. I don't know how you do that. Listen, look at Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? So look.
By the way, very quickly, people were legitimately, and again, it's Twitter. Twitter isn't a real place. At this point, it's Twitter is full of people with no names, no faces trying to make arguments like, dude, just move. people were like, the Dolphins should legit trade a first and a third for Christian McCaffrey. And I'm like, this isn't Madden. This isn't Madden where if Chris McCaffrey gets injured, you turn off your PlayStation, turn it back on, and you play the game again. You can't do that. So what are you doing? People were like, oh, we should pay. No, I can't think my sentence because it's that stupid. Leave in the comments. Should the Dolphins trade for breaking news. The Cowboys and wide receiver Michael Gallup have agreed to terms on a multi-year deal to keep him in Dallas.
Cool story, bro. Gallup's cool.
5-year, $62.5 million deal.
How much?
62.5.
5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
But again,
so, honestly, I would have been okay with DJ Chark and Michael Gallup. You know what I'm saying?
Friend of yours? No, I ain't gonna do it to you. That's out of order. But TD Fintalk was saying he doesn't understand why Dolphins fans want. Oh no, I'll read his tweet out verbatim. Can anyone explain to me why people keep saying we need to get DJ Chark? He's as hurt as Parker, had one good season out of 4, and that was 3 years ago. And he only played like 4 games last year and caught only 7 catches. Those are what you're posting as his highlights. So why do you want DJ Chark? Educate people why you want DJ Chark.
Same reason I want Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson has never had a quarterback in his career, but people still know that he's one of the best receivers in the league somehow, some way. Allen Robinson is quarterback proof.
Oh, you should have carried on. Snoop Dogg. Somehow, some way, keep coming up with
every single day, mate.
Yeah,
kick a little something for the. Hey, look, listen. Allen Robinson is quarterback proof. DeAndre Hopkins, D-Hop, quarterback proof. I can't say DJ Chark is quarterback proof, but there's something there for sure. And I believe if he had a quarterback, his numbers would be. I'll die on the DJ Chark hill. I'm not willing to die on the Devontae Parker hill. But I was interested in Michael Gallup and DJ Chark at the same time with Waddle. That I would have been happy with that. Although there's not a definite your number one type receiver that we keep talking about, a true X there, I would have been okay with that because that's good enough. Let me get to what I was saying. Saquon Barkley, remember that?
Yep.
I'm the president of the Don't Pay the Running Back Committee. I got something for you, Kadeem. Minnesota has a new GM, and he's cleaning house. So much so that everyone is on the trading block. Adam Thielen's on the block. A couple other defensive players on the block. But this conversation will be centered around Dalvin Cook. Are you interested in Dalvin Cook playing in the Mike McDaniel offense?
What am I giving up for Dalvin Cook?
We'll call it a second.
Yeah, what to do? Like, of course I am. Yeah. to me, it's like, there's so many Watson takes I want to get to. So many.
Hey, after Dalvin, we'll just go to Watson. It don't matter.
No, bonus time because I feel like there's still people in free agency to discuss, I guess.
All right.
But yeah. To me, a second for Dalvin Cook it's doable.
Could you do 29 overall? That first round pick for Dalvin Cook?
That's what okay. To save future conversations, 29 for me. I'm going offensive lineman in terms of trading. So, and obviously, and Lara Collins is like, if Miami going to get a, top, I'm looking at the list now. If for whatever reason the Saints were like, do you know what? We need to get rid of Ryan Ramczyk. I'm like, cool.
Not gonna happen, but
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's if we're getting a top, 30 right tackle, basically, I'll give up 29. Wide
Top 30?
receiver,
You said top 30?
top 30 tackle.
I don't know.
Okay, but okay. I said top 30, but it's like
Yeah, when you said top 15 for Lyle Collins, I could get there. That was just where I was like, I got hung up there. But
yeah, okay. But the thing is, like a top. Okay, yeah, I said top 30 tackle, but then it's like the top 30 right tackle. You might be starting to look at like Jesse Davis. Like, do you know what I
right,
mean?
it's
Okay, so I'll be like, a top 5 right tackle. If you're
right,
giving me a
right,
top
yeah.
5 right tackle for pick 29, then yeah, to me, you have to do it.
So technically, if you look at that list, we don't got to pull it back up again. But that tackle list that you brought up, it was Lyle Collins was at 15, and I think Ramchick was at 7. And all those other boys, they weren't even right tackles. A lot of them weren't right tackles. So I didn't get a good look at the list, and I'm not even gonna lie to you and say I knew everyone on that list and what if they are left or right tackle. But there's a good chance Lyle Collins is a top 7 right tackle in the league, top 5 right tackle in the league.
Didn't Andrew Whitworth he retired, didn't he?
I don't think he retired yet. I think he's on the way out though.
Yeah, but he's number 4. So no,
He's
like
a left
someone
tackle
like
though.
yeah, but I'm saying like he retires and Collins got up to 14. So it's one of the things where it's like, yeah, Lara Collins might legit be a top 5 right tackle because of where it is in that list. And yeah, it's very much like if we're giving you a first for Lara Collins, I'm gonna need something back in return. Do you know what I mean? So but it's also like we have to protect Tua. Like while Tua is the starting quarterback, right tackle has to be the priority. Has to be. But we'll see. But yeah, Dalvin Cook, second for Dalvin Cook, to me it's no brainer.
All right. Here's the thing. Me and Sherrod Steve, I love this dude. I really do. We have the quarterback ranking episode coming out still. We haven't done it yet, but Sherrod Steve is going to come on. We're going to do our quarterback rankings. LB, Burt, and Kadeem also have their quarterback ranking list, top 32 quarterbacks in the league. But me and Sherrod Steve have morphed into not only are we going to have a quarterback ranking episode, we're going to have a receiver ranking episode, and I think we said we're going to have a running back ranking episode. So the top 32 running backs, top 32 receivers, top 32 quarterbacks, all different episodes because me and Sherrod Steve can't get on the same page about stuff. How about this?
Very quickly, Gallup is on around 12.5 a year.
Yeah, about 12.5. So how about this? Dalvin Cook is a top 3 running back in the league, is he not?
I know when your mind goes blank. Potentially, I can't think of.
We got Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook.
I'm thinking
Aaron
of like
Jones.
Yeah, I'm thinking like Jones, Kamara, Chubb. I'm not naming listing.
Right, not know that all. Not know
Yeah,
that
but
all.
like,
But these are in any order. You could throw these running backs somewhere in the top 8 running backs in the league. Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb, Ezekiel Elliott probably.
Nah.
But that's not a definitive.
Oh wow. So I'm gonna share something. Now this isn't the definitive. This guy's the best running back in the league, but I know, and this will give it away for Dolphin fans. They'll be like, really, the number 1 running back in the league to PFF, Jonathan Taylor. And
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
But the reason I'm like really because it's like that Noah pick is just
could have had him.
Yeah, but you look, Aaron Jones is to me a better running back than AJ Dillon. Jones is definitely better than Damian Harris. But yeah, Jones, Chubb,
So what? How do they list this though? This is list based off of what? Because that is not like the top running backs in the league list. You know what I'm saying? So that has to be based on something. It said. So
this is the. Yeah, I think this might get the blocking. I guess. Is until I kind of break down what the grade.
That might be grades. That's graded for the season on every player. PFF analysis graded each player on the scale. That's a grade scale. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we can take this down. But eye test via the eye test.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey. I would say Jonathan Taylor is probably the best running back in the league right now, and I wouldn't argue with you. And then you got to add who gets hurt, who doesn't get hurt. So Saquon can't be in the conversation of best running back in the league. Christian McCaffrey,
I don't think you can have. Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey, I think we all know if he never gets hurt, he's probably the best running back in the league, but he gets hurt. Dalvin Cook also gets hurt, but not as much as CMC, and he still performs. So for my dollar, I said Alvin, and I was about to say Dalvin at the same time. For my dollar, Dalvin Cook is a top 3 running back in the league today. Throw Jonathan Taylor up there, throw Alvin Kamara, throw Dalvin Cook. That's probably my top 3. I am interested in Dalvin Cook, and I'm going to tell you why. He gets $8 million in 2022. Remember what I said about Saquon Barkley? He gets 7, right? And if you tag Saquon Barkley after he gets $7 million, he'll get 13. And if you tag him again, he'll get another 13, right? So here's my thing. My thing is, if you're gonna pay a running back like Dalvin Cook $8 million, and then $11 million next year, and then $12 million after that, if you wanted out of Dalvin Cook's contract during 2023,
dude. So I've got to stop you. Breaking news. Tom Brady tweeted 2 minutes ago, "These past 2 months, I've realized my place is still on the field and not in the stands. That time will come, but it's not now. I love my teammates. I love my supportive family. They make it all possible. I'm coming back for my 23rd season in Tampa. Unfinished business. LFG."
Hey, I'm not talking about Tom Brady on this podcast.
No.
We can say that. We can say that for bonus time, bro. Let me get back to my point, bro.
Guy just broke.
I don't want to talk about this, bro. Look, Dalvin Cook, man. Let me make my point, bro. Before you keep interrupting with breaking news that's not going to be breaking when this podcast comes out. Dalvin Cook, if you pay Dalvin Cook $8 million this year, and he gets hurt again, you can off him next year for only $6 million dead cap. You don't have to pay him if you didn't want to. If you know what, he got hurt again on us. Or you could keep him next year for 11, and if he gets hurt after that, it's like a $3 million dead cap after that. You got to be interested in Dalvin Cook. So you don't want to give up too much for Dalvin Cook, but I'm all on the Dalvin Cook train. But I'm also on the don't pay the running back train. If you wanted to go 2 running backs in the 5th round, I'm okay with that. Where you want to go, Kadeem? Breaking news that's not going to be breaking when this podcast comes out.
Thing is, I feel like we discussed that. To us, it's breaking news. If I'm just like it's breaking news as we're on the podcast. Like, what do you want me to do? And
I'm just saying.
Okay, so from now on, I won't do breaking news then. I just be like,
I just think you should do breaking news in bonus time. Like, it's bonus time, breaking news. By the time everybody else gets it, it's gonna be, how's this breaking? We heard it yesterday. So
I'm sorry. That's probably your phone. That's probably ESPN saying that Tom Brady's returning.
No, go ahead, man. Where you trying to go?
Very, very quickly. It's funny. So, Man United played Tottenham on Saturday night, and there was a clip doing the rounds on Sunday of Cristiano Ronaldo and Tom Brady talking. And Ronaldo was saying to Brady, I was like, "Are you finished now?" And Brady was kind of like, "Well, let's see." And everyone's like, "Ha, very funny." This, interesting, very interesting. I genuinely don't know where else to go. I guess it's I don't know. I generally don't know, but I've kind of feel like that's more my fault because just Tom Brady thing just spun me for a loop.
I don't know why. Like, why do you care about this guy?
Oh, I just kind of want him to go away. Like, the thing is, he's not even in our division. I guess the only thing that makes it interesting is that the Bucks were allegedly in on Watson. Now that's one less team in the Watson sweepstakes. But I guess, does that mean that do they try and bring back Ryan Jensen?
You were going to try to bring him back regardless. You just couldn't franchise tag him. Like the same way we're going to try to bring back Agba. We just didn't tag him. Yeah, we're still interested, but I'm sure they're going to try to bring back Jensen anyway. But it's the money talks. You feel me? If the Dolphins come with $5 million more in the same no tax state tax state, yeah, Jensen's going to come to Miami. How about this though?
He'll go to Tampa.
If Jensen is offered $5 million more
Yeah.
to come to Miami, he's going to go back to Tampa and play with Brady?
Yes.
And turn out $5 million?
Yes. Okay, but okay. To some people, money isn't everything.
You're right, and he already has a ring.
Yeah. So then go and get a second one. If you're like, listen, yeah. If you've got two teams, both Tampa and Miami, offering you a 1-year deal, or not even a 1-year deal, but if he's like, I can go back to Tampa for 1 year, try and get a second ring, and then if free agency, everyone's gonna still want me, or I can go to Miami for free. Listen,
no, I said 5. I didn't say 3. I said $5 million more.
Yeah, but I'm saying if it's a 1-year deal, yeah, I'm saying Miami could offer you a 3-year deal, for instance, yeah. But this year you'll earn $5 million more in Miami than Dano, blah blah blah. It is what it is. But I'm saying Ryan Jensen could legit say, I want to go back to Tampa and get me another ring, as opposed to going to Miami and potentially not making it to the playoffs.
How did that work out last year? He didn't get a ring last year.
Yeah, but
so again, it's not a guarantee then.
I didn't say it was a guarantee.
All right, so it's $5 million more is a guarantee.
Listen, money isn't everything for some people.
You're right, but I disagree that if we gave him $5 million more, I think he'll come here. But I'm just saying. How about this, man? Jeff Gladney is a corner that was released by the Minnesota Vikings. I want to say, what year was that? Was he released? Was it earlier this year?
I think it was this year, yeah.
Jeff Gladney was a corner that came out in 2020, right? He came out in 2020 draft?
Believe so.
So he was a second-year player. He was a rookie in 2020. I thought that was the Justin Jefferson draft. Yeah, it was 2020. I didn't even got to double check it. But you can fact check us, keep us honest, because Alex Perez, I can't have him coming out my dome again. Shout out to Alex Perez. So Jeff Gladney was a rookie in 2020, drafted in, I want to say, second round or third round. Can't remember. It was the second or third round. He was dismissed from the team.
First round pick.
First round pick.
First round pick 31, 2020.
2020. First round pick. Jeff Gladney, a corner. He was dismissed for the team for being involved in a felony assault charge with a woman. I don't know if it was his girlfriend or whatnot, but it was a assault charge, felony assault charge.
Felony family violence assault charge, yeah.
There it is, with a chick, and he was found not guilty. And
3 days ago.
3 days ago, he was found not guilty, and now he wants to play again. Like, yo, I want to play. I told you guys I was not guilty, and this is gonna be our segue in the bonus time where we could talk about what you wanted to talk about, Kadeem. But are you interested in Jeff Gladney?
I'm gonna say no. I think corner is something which we don't really need. And then I also just think, and we'll talk about it later on. He's found not guilty, deserves a second chance. Doesn't mean he didn't do it. No, it means they couldn't find evidence to put him away if he did do it.
Doesn't mean he did it either, though.
I said, yeah, of course, yeah. Like,
no, it's go time. Yeah, we're gonna play both sides.
Yeah, 100%. I just don't think corner is something which we 100% need right now. So I guess it's thanks, but no thanks.
I think we need corner. I think you can never not need corners. I think you could always need more O-line and more corners. I think that's the only two positions that you could always need, you use more of. So with Xavier Howard, a knee injury away from just taking up space again, and Byron Jones having Achilles surgery, minor Achilles surgery, but it's a surgery on your Achilles, and Noah Igbenogany not panning out, you absolutely need more corners, bro. And I would not be surprised if we draft a corner in the first 2 days of the draft. It would not shock me if the Dolphins go corner and throw everybody in the tizzy. Why we need another corner? Like, yo, I trust Chris Greer, believe it or not. I am interested in Jeff Gladney, and I am interested to see if he could play slot receiver, slot corner too. If he could play nickel, it'll be a plug and play, and he will start day one if he could play inside. I can't remember his film from 2020, although he's nice. I know he was nice on the outside. I'm not sure if he's capable of playing on the inside. But either way, I'm interested in Jeff Gladney. He's not going to cost a lot of money. He's not going to demand too much guaranteed cash. And I'm definitely he is Noah's replacement if that was the case. So I'm definitely interested in Jeff Gladney. But you know, the Dolphins got to do their due diligence and do all their investigating and see if he's worth it or not. We're gonna get into bonus time. Kadeem been dying to talk about Deshaun Watson and like everybody else, and we'll entertain it. It's Go Time Dolphins. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive, test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
I do like how your phone went like the bing at the same time said already, like kind of like a nice little, it meshed very nicely. So yeah. Listen, I didn't want to talk to Deshaun Watson. He was found not guilty on the 22, was it felony charges? Was it?
No, 22 sexual misconduct charges.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And Dolphins fans were like, go and get Watson. And Chris Greer already said the Dolphins are out on Watson. And I'm hearing people say, if the Dolphins don't get Watson, we'll look back in 10 years and regret it. And it'll be a travesty. It will be a laughing stock. And it's like, why? Like, to me, this is just my opinion. The reason the Dolphins tried to get him during the season was because they tried to get him on the cheap. They tried to, get someone who could potentially go to jail, but not go to jail. And they tried to basically strong arm the Texans into saying, he won't play for you. He might go to jail. Let us take that risk. But when we take that risk, we also want guarantees that if he goes to jail, we want our picks back. And Houston was rightfully saying, no, you can't have it both ways. You can't try and, get him on the cheap, but then if it doesn't work out, get your picks back. It doesn't work like that. You could also argue that, now, again, this is where it gets difficult because we don't know to a lesser extent who wanted Watson. Some people say it was Greer, some say it was Ross, some say it was Flores. Flores is gone. The Dolphins have categorically said they don't want Watson. To me, that should have been the end of the conversation. The moment it happened, it should have been, okay, let's move on. But Dolphins fans are losing their mind. Go and get Watson. It's like, whatever. Now, we had a genuine conversation, which was, if we traded for Watson while those cases were over his head, I wasn't sure whether I could support the Dolphins no more. Because to me, that was a disgusting thing to do. At least wait until you find out if the guy's innocent or not. That was my, it's like, that was me saying,
not guilty or not.
Sorry, yeah. Turns out he's innocent.
Not guilty. There's a
Yeah.
difference. There's a difference.
And the thing is, that's a very valid point, because I said on social media that he's been found not guilty.
There was no findings of anything.
Yeah.
Is what it was.
Yeah. Apparently he pleaded the fifth, didn't ask for a single thing. It's like, if you didn't do anything, you might want to say something. By pleading the fifth, it's like, dude, you look guilty as hell, but it is what it is.
I disagree. But this is not a crime show. But
the thing is, this is also from someone who's in the UK. This is the UK naivety. We can't plead the fifth in the UK. So
Really?
to us, no, we can say no comment. That's our play in the fifth. No comment.
So listen. So you're telling me if you go to court tomorrow, Kadeem,
Yeah.
you can say, you could basically not talk and let the lawyer talk for you.
Yeah.
So all right. So that's basically us pleading the fifth, is what we said. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I'm saying about like, but yeah. So yeah, but my whole take was he's been found not guilty. He's still got 22 civil cases, hanging over his head. And while he's been found not guilty, in my opinion, he's done something. You don't have 22 women come out against you, accuse you of something similar. People turn around and say that he was innocent the whole time, and that people trying to make a quick buck off his name, and that he spoke about the Texans and they're trying to get him back. It's like, yeah, that's because you're a desperate human being who wants to see the Dolphins win. This can sound really, really harsh, and some people won't like it. There are some men out there, Dolphins fans, who are going to have to look at the women in their life and explain to them why nations don't really mean anything. And to me, that's a difficult conversation. I've seen some people say that they're wrestling with it. In a nice possible way, you're wrestling with Jack. Like, you're not wrestling with anything. You want to win that badly. Just admit it. Do yourself a favor and admit it. Now, people are like, oh, you can't speak for me. I'm going to speak for you, because even when the case were hanging over his head, you were doing backflips and trying to find him innocent so that the Dolphins could trade for him. And to me, that says a lot about you as a human being. I don't want to go on a too long a talk, because there should be a back and forth and stuff. I know. I'll stop there for now, and I'll let you, if you have anything to say on this at all. Okay, then cool. People have spent all season going, the Dolphins, not Tua, the Dolphins need a running game, need an offensive line, need weapons. They said the Dolphins, because when Tua was out and went 0-4 basically and stunk the place out, you couldn't blame Tua for that. The offensive line was still sucky. The receivers were okay, like Jalen Waddle, Gesicki, and all that kind of stuff. But it was kind of like we needed more, because we had Matt Collins at wide receiver, and people didn't really like that. Is what it is. People didn't like Gaskin, didn't like Savon Ahmed, didn't like Patrick Laird. Like, we need running backs. Cool. So the Dolphins need help on the offensive side of the ball. Not Tua, the Dolphins. All of a sudden, the narrative changed. Well, no, it's Tua needs the help. You get Watson, and it's all good. No, that's not how football works. But again, people changing the narrative. That's fine. Before we jumped on the podcast, I was watching the Chris Adams show. Chris Adams, Finn Tailgate. It was Mike, Chris Adams, Brandon the Bookie, and color commentary. And I messaged Mike, and I was like, love all of you guys. If I was on that show, I'd counter every single thing you guys are saying, because like there was no counter. And again, that's fine. Like, those are guys who want Watson. I get it.
Did you say TD Finstock?
TD Finstock was on Twitter. So I asked TD Finstock. I've never interacted with the guy at all.
Hold up, this is the same dude that has like the TD Saints talk, TD's Giant talk. So he's a TD's everything talk. Like every football team in the league talk.
Yeah.
So we can't really say he's a Dolphin fan like that. Is that accurate?
He claims he's Dolphins fans,
but he has a TD Cardinals talk. And it's all right. Yeah. I just want to clear. I want to make sure we know who he was talking about. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I asked him,
before you continue, I'm gonna have a Go Time MMA. I'm never gonna have a Go Time Cowboys. I'm never gonna have a Go Time Eagles. I'm never gonna have a Go Time other football team. It's not gonna happen with me. You feel me? But Go Time MMA is a real thing. But TD with all the other that's suspect, bro. But go ahead.
So I know I was, because again, I like to think I'm a fair person. I can have a debate. I can have a conversation with someone. If you can, without coming at my dome and my mum and all that kind of stuff. If you can explain to me why you want Watson, I'll listen to you. I'm like, okay, cool, fair enough. Like, sell me how the Dolphins improve the offensive side of the ball, while trading for Watson and paying him his salary. I'm like, explain how they're going to do it. I think he said, if you make, let's know what, I'm not going to say I think he said, I'm going to respect him enough, even though I don't know the guy, and I think he's a bit of a, I'm going to see what he said. I'm going to read it verbatim because I think that's the fair thing to do. I don't want this to go on for too long because Watson, and to me, there's no way it's going to happen, but people still want to try and will it into existence. Fine, do what you got to do. This was a long conversation on a Sunday afternoon. I've got better things to do in my life. So many people got involved as well. People who didn't even deserve to be in the thing. So he said, we have about 45 million, another 20 million when we cut 6 players, including Jesse Davis. 65 million Watson. Yeah, Watson isn't 35 because Houston has to eat dead cap. But let's just say 35. We have 30 mil left. Then you restructure his contract into large signing bonus, which any team getting him will do. So I was like, so basically you're saying that it's 30 million to fix the team. And he was like, did you not read the thing I wrote? I was like, dude, don't talk to me like that. I don't know you. You're not my mum, but it's Twitter. You're not a real person. I don't care about it. I don't care about your life. Do what it is. So I was like,
people real big behind the keyboard. Go ahead.
100%. So it's
like Charlie Touche is. I'm a heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Behind the keyboard, but in the UFC octagon, I'm just a bantamweight. So yeah, man, I feel you. Go ahead.
So if we're gonna go by that, mathematical skills is what it is. 30 million, yeah, and you're going to fix the offensive line, get weapons for Watson because you've already said that we have no run game and the weapons are a bit iffy, and still kind of keep this team together. What are you getting in free agency for 30 million? Bearing in mind, you've also traded away your early picks. Those are gone. Mm-hmm. Now, the same people that want us to trade for Watson are the same people that say we should draft a running back in the first round. Well, how are you going to do that? Because that first round pick is gone. It's gone. It's done.
Yeah.
So then people will make an argument. Well, how do the Chiefs and the Bucks and the Packers and all these teams who pay their quarterbacks a boatload of money, how do they routinely make the playoffs while paying their quarterbacks and having all these weapons? And it's like, well, I'll tell you how. One, the Bucks don't pay Tom Brady what he's worth because he's old and he's like, I'll take less so you can pay your Mike Evans and stuff like that. Two, these teams aren't paying guys on the defense. They're paying like 1 or 2 guys, whereas the Dolphins have the money tied up basically on defense. To basically, and the thing is, it's a point that you've made with the Chiefs. Tyreek Hill was Tyreek Hill because he had Patrick Mahomes. And that's a valid point. That's cool. But outside of Mahomes, Hill, and the tight end, who else are they really paying? Chandler Jones. They just let go of Tyrann Mathieu, so that's money gone. They've obviously brought in Orlando Brown, but the running backs on a rookie contract. The other wide receivers are nice, but they're kind of interchangeable because you've got Patrick Mahomes. Now, if you're going to then say, well, that's the whole point, you get Watson, and you can basically bring in a bunch of nobodies. But then I go back to, but you said we need weapons. And the whole thing is, if you're really going to, the Dolphins aren't a quarterback away from doing anything. Let's be honest.
Let's hold on. So you just going on, but Watson didn't do nothing with the nobodies that he had in Houston. You see what I'm saying? So if you talking about, we could just get Watson, he's gonna make everybody better. If he makes everybody better, how come he didn't make the playoffs last time he was playing? You know what I'm saying?
What was it, 4-12?
Yeah, and walked off the field with JJ Watt. Man, I can't believe we only won 4 games this year. We're supposed to be better than this. But so no, wasn't it?
So JJ Watt? I think at that point Clowney had gone, and they just rid of Clowney. I think it was.
Yeah, he wasn't there. Gladney wasn't there.
But was what, Will Fuller? Was Fuller around?
Yeah, Fuller was over there.
Hopkins had just gone, maybe.
I think Hopkins was already gone.
But at the same time, like Watson had like legit...
Even when he had Hop, he never made the AFC Championship.
No, because he got bounced out by... Didn't the Buffalo Bills come back and just spank him?
They always won a division because it was a trash division, but they never did anything more than that. Here's my thing, bro. To answer the question of, how do these other teams build around their quarterback? The thing is, their quarterback has already been there. You see what I'm saying? They didn't go acquire this quarterback and have to pay him $40 million. The quarterback was already there, and they built around that. You see what I'm saying? What people are telling us to do is to bring $40 million a year in, and then bring other people around him to bring that. That's not feasible, bro. Like, yeah, I mean, you could try it. I mean, yeah, I'm all for it. Let's try some new stuff. I like new stuff. I just don't like the idea of it when you have I think the fact, multiple directions you could take to get to the desired address. When you go to MapQuest, I don't know if y'all have MapQuest in London, but you got like Google Maps or some Waze. They got Waze. When you go to your Waze and it's puts the destination in, it give you like 3 or 4 different routes to get there. One is an hour long, one is 30 minutes long, one is 45 minutes long, one is 2 hours long. No tolls, no highways, right? I believe the Deshaun Watson route is a short window, and it's not the fastest way to the Super Bowl. I believe keeping Tua is the fastest way to the Super Bowl, and it's the best way long term. I genuinely believe that. That's why I don't want Watson, not because amidst his allegations. I don't know if we ever talked about what I think about his allegations. I think we talked about it one time.
We spoke about it off air. We never spoke about it on the podcast, really.
Like, here's my thing, bro. I think we did one time because I said the accusation is just as bad as the crime itself. Yeah. All you got to do is accuse somebody, and now that person is that forever, whether he did it or not. So whether he actually did these things or not, in the eye of public opinion, he is what they say he is. You see what I'm saying? So he's guilty in the court of public opinion, regardless of if he did it or not. I don't want to say I don't care, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Not saying that he did anything, not saying he didn't do anything, right? So it's almost like, boy, you was on the scene. They put you on the scene, bro. You can't deny that you weren't on the scene. You see what I'm saying? Now, you can deny you didn't do all these things, but you can't deny that you weren't there. You see what I'm saying? So, and at the same time, flip side is, we know people who lie about stuff. And I've said it before. I know, and I have to say this now since we went here. I know women who were assaulted, and I know women who lied about being assaulted. I know men who did the assaulting, and I know men who were lied on about doing the assaulting. You see what I'm saying? So this is the world we live in. It's one of the most stickiest subjects on the planet is this subject right here, sexual assault. So when it comes to football, luckily for myself, I genuinely believe in our quarterback, and I don't want another quarterback. Genuinely believe we have our quarterback, right? So that's not my conversation to have. I don't care about Deshaun Watson. But if we're going to talk football and we talk about, why don't we just go get him? I think it's a step backwards, bro. Like, you're going to lose all of these pieces, all of your cap that you work hard for, which you already proved that you cannot build around your quarterback, because we have a quarterback and didn't build around him. He doesn't have any weapons. He has one weapon now. Well, he has Gesicki and Waddle, but look how long it took. We're going into his 3rd season. Still don't have a right tackle in 3 years. You see what I'm saying? So what tells me that you could build around Deshaun Watson after you trade the house for him? If you couldn't build around your quarterback now, or matter of fact, for that matter, any quarterback you've had ever, tell me a quarterback for the Miami. This is not even about Tua. Tell me a quarterback for the Miami Dolphins that had a plethora of weapons. I'll wait. Can't do it.
No. But the thing is, you're missing the point.
Hold on. It don't matter. Hold on. Go ahead.
Because to these people, Watson doesn't need any of that. Watson,
but he does though, because he didn't do nothing in Houston.
No. But these guys are saying that he doesn't need it.
All right, so they need to watch football then. So they need to watch football because it's not like Watson has done anything with the weapon. He had Deshaun, he had DeAndre Hopkins. How far did that get him? I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, here's this is how you know I'm through and through with my arguments. I take it to the bank with Sherrod Steve all the time. Even when same old Dolphins came to our podcast. I'm like, yo, if you look at the receivers in the past 3 Super Bowls, look at the teams who won. Look at the Rams receiving core. Look at the Bucks receiving core. Look at the Chiefs receiving core. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, there are receivers over there. Even look, so me and Sherrod Steve were going back and forth. Look at San Fran's receiving core. He said, oh, you can't name the 3rd receiver on the roster. You're right. But I can name the 3rd best receiver in the league is over there. You see what I'm saying? Deebo Samuel. And shout out to Brandon Ayuk, who I think is a top 20 receiver. We'll get to that in our receiving rankings. So even the Dolphins were trying to get Brandon Ayuk, so we didn't get him. So yeah, man, you need receivers. You need weapons. You need. It can't just be your quarterback by itself. It can't be. Because every time you say, oh, all you need is a quarterback, I'm going to say, well, who were his receivers when they won the Super Bowl? That's what I'm going to say. That's what Charlie Touche is going to say. Who was the team around them? You know what I'm saying? Look at Seattle. Best defense ever, arguably, when they won the Super Bowl. And Lockett was over there too. He's not nobody. You feel me? But yeah, man.
It's just funny, you know, people are saying, oh, but you know, Watson makes us a contender. It's like, listen, Watson makes us a contender, but Watson still has to go, or like the Dolphins still have to go against these ridiculously stacked offensive teams. Like you said, you know, the Dolphins are going up against, you know, Joe Burrow with his receivers, his running back, his tight end, going up against, you know, the Chargers, Justin Herbert with his running back, his receivers, his tight end. Like all these teams have weapons, multiple weapons, and you're expecting Watson to come in with Waddle, Gesicki, and no run game, no offensive line, and try and do something. Listen, I'll be blunt and I'll be honest. Like trading, listen. You've been the one from day one. 2 things you never wavered on. Never ever. I've got the receipts. I've got the voice notes. I've got the message. I've got the receipts. Back in 2020, you was like, Tua is going to be a Miami Dolphin. When I was wavering, look, he's like, Kadeem, get off my phone. We're not doing this no more. Tua is going to be a Dolphin. And you said, okay, I've got the receipts. We have a podcast now to back it up. Watson is not going to Miami. Not doing it. Not going to happen. So, even with that all being said, if in this Madden universe that we sometimes live in, which we never live in, by the way, but people think we live in, if Watson somehow becomes a Miami Dolphin, yeah, I'm not going to stop the podcast. The guy's been found not guilty. It's you know, if you're listening on you know, Apple, Spotify, iTunes, all that. If you're listening, not watching YouTube, you know, air quotes and inverted commas, it's an easier pill to swallow because it's like, well, been found not guilty, so I guess he deserves a second chance and stuff like that. But I don't have to like it, and that's my whole thing. Is that I'm not going to like Watson, you know, in Miami, and it had nothing to do with Tua. We could have Jacoby Brissett as a starter, and I'd be like, I'm not going to like Watson. I'm just not going to like it. I promise you, not going to like it.
Hold on. You said Jacoby Brissett was our starter and there was no Tua. You still wouldn't want Watson?
I said I wouldn't like it. Like, I just be like, I don't like it. And I'm allowed to not like Watson.
Yeah, we differ there. I ain't going to lie to you. Like,
yeah.
If Jacoby Brissett was our starter and we didn't have Tua, I would not mind going to get Watson.
And that's fine. I'm just saying, like, people will say, oh, because I'm a Tua homer. I'm like, again, dude, you don't know me. You haven't followed my 7-year media career. You don't know me like that, so don't come to me like that.
And if you don't mind me asking, that's because you think he's guilty, right? You think there's some there was some malicious intent that he's done something.
Yeah.
That's right?
Yeah.
Right. And I am, and just to be clear, since I put you out there and I had you answer it, I'm as dead smack in the middle as there is. And whether people call me ignorant about it or whatnot, I'm okay with that. I can't say that I believe he did something wrong, and I can't say that he didn't do it. So that's where I am with it. I am genuinely, and I hate to say I don't care. I don't want to say I don't care, but that's not. Why do I have to have an opinion on it? You see what I'm saying? Like I don't believe that there's enough evidence in the public that I can make a educated guess on if Deshaun Watson did this or not. So I don't have an educated guess. Like I don't know if he did it or not. So that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, if I felt like he did it, I'll be like, "What you are?" Like, I don't want a scumbag on my team.
Yeah,
I don't have enough evidence to say dog is a scumbag.
Yeah,
and I people say, "Oh, there's 22 cases," and I've seen some smear campaigns before, but I'm not wavering one side or the other. Like you said, bro. Even 2020, when we said Tua was going to be a Dolphin, not only did I say Tua was going to be a Dolphin, I said we're not going to trade up for him either. He's going to fall to us. We're not moving back. We're not trading up. We're going to sit at 5, and he's going to come to us. That's what I said. Deshaun Watson never going to play it down again in Houston. I said that. Who knows how long ago now? Years and counting. You know what I'm saying? He's never going to play it down ever again. And he's not coming to Miami. I've said that numerous times as well. There's some more stuff I said. I don't know. That's actually coming up. I said we're going to win a Super Bowl by 2024. I can't wait for that one.
The AFC. And again, don't get me wrong, like the AFC is tough. It is not. Listen, that AFC West with like Wilson, Mahomes, and Herbert, that's nasty. But
hold up, don't leave my dog Derek Carr out of here.
I'm leaving Derek Carr out of there. Like, dude, you know what? We do it over Drew Lock. I'm not doing it over Derek Carr, man. Like,
hold up. So Derek Carr is not a top 15 quarterback?
I don't think he's top 15 on my list.
I don't know if he's top 15 on my list either. But we're not gonna disclose if he is or not. But off the top, yeah, he's not a top 15 quarterback.
I don't think so. I think Derek. So
Derek Carr's top 15. We're not looking at the list. We're not going to cheat.
Yeah,
we're not going to cheat. But I think Derek Carr's top 15.
To me, like Derek Carr is one of those quarterbacks where it's like you're always going to be like, can we get more? In the sense of like, he's not bad enough that we're going to get a top 10 pick, but is he really the one that's going to get us to Super Bowl? Now, as I'm saying that, I know for a fact there are people going, that's probably Tua. And what I find really funny is that people are going, well, with Tua, the Dolphins aren't AFC contenders. Did we not start the season as AFC East contenders? Have we not missed the playoffs by one game the last 2 years? And Tua hasn't played a full season. Now, again, probably an argument against him, but it's like we said at the end of the season, we missed it by one game. Tua plays a full season. We are going to the playoffs this year. To me, that's fact.
The same Tua that only lost 4 games last year.
To me, I'm like, it's a fact. If Tua plays a full season, we at least make the playoffs. But again, people want to completely forget that and be like, oh, well, he cut us. Listen, I'm like, in the nice way possible, anyone who, not even in the nice way possible, anyone who has a podcast or wants to talk in the comments or wants to get, come at my dome, because I'm not a TD Fin Talk. I'm not a faceless person on Twitter who you can spin. I'm telling you now, yeah. One, I can hold my own. 2, I'm from England and soccer, dude. I'm a trained journalist. I have a degree in journalism. I've spoken to Tua. Like, dude, I'm about that life. You guys are playing with the wrong guy from the UK. I promise you, yeah. This is as black as I'm going to get, dude. I'm about that life. You can't come at me with that. I'm saying that you can't do it. Like, what do people think I do in my spare time? Like, in my spare time is I record and edit a podcast, I play video games, and I speak to professional athletes across multiple sports. They don't understand that. Andy Murray, spoken to him. Novak Djokovic, spoken to him. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, spoken to him. Lionel Messi, spoken to him.
My dog.
Like, dude, this is what I do. But you're telling me I don't know football. Are you mad? Listen, don't, listen. In the comments, on Twitter, I'll come on your podcast. I can argue with anyone, and I promise you, I'm not going to change your mind, but I'll make you go, oh, okay, yeah. I'm not a face of Twitter, dude. Dude, I'm not. Look at my Twitter header. Me and Kenny Stills. That's my Twitter header.
It's wild that dude thinks we could spend $35 million of our $65 million cap on Watson and then have $30 million to make a good team out of that. That's wild. Shout out to Darius Slay. On Twitter, he said he sided with Charlie Touche. Just been on my mind lately. The NFL is suspending Ridley for a whole year, but dudes out here beating up females is getting suspended only 6 games. Shout out to Darius Slay. Shout out to Nick Kerr. Nick Kerr won our Go Time Dolphins podcast fantasy football league this year. He won the $300. Hit me up and he asked me how you feel about giving Cordell Patterson 2 years, $15 million, and have McDaniel use him like Debo.
Yeah, I like that. I can get down with that.
I'm not a huge Cordell Patterson fan. I think that's an Arthur Smith thing, because Arthur Smith had the system where Derrick Henry was in. So Arthur Smith took the closest resemblance of Derrick Henry and put him in his offense. I don't think that's a Mike McDaniel thing. So he happened to have the perfect coach that coached Derrick Henry up to be successful in that offense. So to have the same, basically little bit smaller than Derrick Henry, but big dude. That's why if he works with Arthur Smith, I don't think that's a Debo role. I don't think Mike McDaniel will make him into a Debo role. There's only one Debo. But I don't know if Kadeem wants to end it here, but I'm gonna go back to one thing, something that's been on my mind now since we talked about Watson and Nick Kerr brought up Cordell Patterson. I'm even more sold on the idea of Dalvin Cook now. Because the only thing I could think of is Ricky Williams. Like, yo, when the Dolphins had Ricky Williams and a running game, it was the most fun as a Dolphin fan. Ricky run. So if you have Dalvin Cook and you don't, for whatever reason, people don't want to give Tua receivers, go figure. If you give him a Dalvin Cook, and then you could draft another running back in the 5th round if you wanted, just to double down on when Dalvin Cook gets hurt. Or you could bring in Raheem Mostert. You know what I'm saying? So you can have Mostert for less than $3 million. Most is going to cost less than $3 million. And you can have Dalvin Cook. And if Dalvin goes down, you could, feed Mostert. You got Ahmed and Gaskin and even Jared Dokes. I am sold on Dalvin Cook making $8 million this year, $11 million next year, and $13 million 3 years from now, if he's successful in the first season. You know what I'm saying? If he's not, then we'll try him out one more season at 11, or you could cut him and only have $6 million dead cap. I'm all for Dalvin Cook coming to Miami. It's just about the compensation.